Get football updates directly to your inbox plus subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Could not subscribe? Try again later. Invalid email. Alexis Sanchez is just about set to sign for Manchester United. The Chilean's move to Old Trafford initially came out of the blue a little bit, as the Arsenal star was expected to sign for Manchester City. But it now appears to be the perfect fit for both the club and the player, who used to dream about representing the Red Devils on the biggest stages in Europe when he was a young boy growing up in Tocopilla. Here, our friends at the Manchester Evening News tell Sanchez's story as he prepares for his dreams to become a reality. Image. Getty Images. That is all it took Alexis Sanchez. It did not matter whether it was a giant tree or the slippery roof of a dilapidated shed. There was only ever going to be one outcome when a precious stray ball appeared lost forever. Dilla, the squirrel, would scurry away, climb the structure and reclaim the prized possession to the sound of loud cheers from his peers. Another ball saved. The youngster quickly dusted himself down and continued to play barefoot at Quarta Poniente until it got dark. Football was an escape for Sanchez, whose mother, Martina, raised him and his three siblings single-handedly after their father deserted them before he was born in 1988. Sanchez used to borrow boots for games, contributing to the family income by washing cars and even doing somersaults in the streets for money. And he vowed to give his mother a better life. Image. AFP. Juan Segovia, the Chilean's former teacher and coach, first encountered El Niño Mardilla when he was in the 4th grade at the E10 school in his native Tocopilla. The pensioner remembers Sanchez always having a smile on his face, especially when the ball was at his feet. But there was a more poignant reason behind his goal of making it big. He always told me that his dream was to be a professional footballer to help his family and that his mother did not work so much. Segovia told Men Sport, "She has been a fundamental pillar, his guide who keeps his feet on the ground in this superficial world." Quote, Segovia knew he had a talent on his hands and keen to keep him away from the streets of the Devil's Corner. He arranged a trial for Sanchez at Cobreloa, a club based 75 miles away in Calama. In 2004, Image. AFP. Impressed. Club director Luis Astorga took him in, regularly treating Sanchez to his favorite meal, lentils and milk, and the resilient teenager quickly overcame his homesickness. The rest was history. A first-team debut at 16, a transfer to Udinese just a year later, and then loan moves to Colo-Colo and River Plate to further toughen him up. But it was a difficult adjustment period for his former host family, as Sanchez's sister, Barbara Astorga, remembers. "It was terrible when he left. I felt that my heart had been ripped out," she told Men Sport. "We cried all the way. How were we going to keep in touch? But there was a sense of pride, too, with everything he was achieving." Image. Getty Images. Europe. "He will always be my brother. We had unforgettable moments, joy and grief, and I supported him as much as I could. He was so caring and attentive, and the joker of the house." Quote, "It is one thing adjusting to life in Calama, quite another learning a new language and moving to a city more than 200 kilometers away in northeastern Italy." But by the time Udinese forward Simone Pepe encountered him, at the age of 19, Sanchez was ready to make his mark in Europe. When he first came to Udine, everyone could see his phenomenal potential. He told Men Sport. Image. Getty Images. Udine was a perfect place for him as it is a quiet city and gave him the possibility to grow. Quote, "What really made his teammates sit up was Sanchez's love of training, and he spent endless hours running at Juan Cuadrado during intense one-on-one dribbling duels, long after his colleagues had showered and driven home. That commitment, as much as his undoubted talent, helped him stand out, as former coach Johnny DiBiase remembers. He was held in high esteem by both the club and his teammates. He told Men's Sport, "He was very professional, worked effortlessly, had great physical endurance and great enthusiasm." Action images via Reuters. Alexis had a great motivation to always train to the maximum. He is a player who must feel important. Quote, "The turning point for Sanchez came when future Swansea boss Francesco Guidolin was appointed at the Stadio Friuli in the summer of 2010. The Italian unleashed Sanchez in the No. 10 role behind the prolific Antonio Di Natale in a 3-5-1-1 formation, believing the new role would make the most of his creativity. It proved a masterstroke." Unfashionable Udinese went on to record their highest ever points total, finishing in 4th place, and Di Natale and Sanchez's 39 goals were crucial. PA. Was it any wonder that Barcelona came calling for the fighter, as Guidolin remembers him? "He was a young player with good qualities, but we worked hard together in that season, and Alexis was the best young player I met in my career." He told Men's Sport, "He worked every day, and sometimes I said, 'Stop, finish. The session is finished. You have to collar him a little bit,' but I remember he liked to stay on the pitch and work hard. He is a very good boy. When Barcelona called him, I was very happy for him. He deserved to go to a big team." Quote, AFP. Sanchez went on to win 5 trophies at the Camp Nou before joining Arsenal in 2014 and then helping Chile win back-to-back Copa Americas. And Juan Antonio Pizzi, who had a stint at Barcelona in the 90s, was reminded of a certain someone when he took over as Chile coach in 2016. "I played with Ronaldo and they are two very good players," he told Men's Sport. "But I would say that Ronaldo is more of a goalscorer and Alexis was better with assists. Alexis is a quiet, reserved person, but when he goes out on the field he only wants to win." Quote, Daily Mirror. Jose Mourinho will bank on that mentality as much as Sanchez's goals as he looks to return United to the top. And you can bet the 29-year-old will relish the responsibility of becoming the first Chilean to don that famous No. 7 shirt. We often closed our eyes and thought about when he was going to become famous and where he would end up with his talent. Friend Barbara Astorga remembers, "Manchester United was one of the teams that he dreamt about." Quote, "The dream is about to become a reality.